Yeah, whatever you want. I got it. Come on.
Whatever you want, I got it. Baby, let me give it to you. Whatever you need, I got it. You need to know anything you need, just ask and I'll provide. Whatever you want, I got it, got it.
Good evening, and welcome everybody to Looking for Love. I'm your host, Trey Kearney. This is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Please comment, like, share. If you are enjoying the show, there's a thank you button with a little $ sign on the bottom. Please make a donation. We appreciate it. The only way we can stay here is if y'all support us. So, hey, Lamar, how was your week so far? Your weekend?
Going good. Going slow. You know, I'm going slow. How's yours?
It's going good. I can't complain. I was outside with my best friend. We went to
I did see you outside. I saw you outside.
Yeah, we went out for a little while, hung out, same old, but we had a good time. We was cute in our little dresses. And funny thing is, we went to this spot, it was men in there. These men don't be approaching. They're like, they just, it's like, it's punk season. They was looking, but, no, they was looking. But
in that scenario, you got to flirt with your eyes. You got to, if you see something you like, you got to.
It's not us. I'm sorry. These men are punks out here. And for real, like they really are punks. And it's annoying. And I'm just like, y'all need to stop being scared and say hello. So
men don't like being rejected. It's hard.
How you know? You don't even know if you're gonna get rejected.
Yeah, but the fear of it. Because I'm the same way. When I go out, I don't talk to anybody just over the fear of getting rejected. It's easier.
And it's not even. It doesn't even have to be an approach to be rejected. It could just be an approach to conversate, to have a conversation, approach to just network and have fun. Like nobody's trying to get a husband or a wife, but we outside and there's men and women. The men sitting on one side of the room, the women sitting on the other side of the room. I'm like, we can at least say hello. You know what I'm saying?
Like a middle school dance, huh?
There's men in here. So it's just crazy. But anyway, we're going to get right into it.
Hey, 3,600.
Yes, we up to 36, honey. We got 2 more subscribers. So if this is your first time here, or if you've been here before, please hit the subscribe button. We need y'all to subscribe. So hey, Yoli. Hey, Rhonda. How y'all doing? We gonna get right to it.
VV.
So if this is your first time here, let us tell you I run a show. So we start with what would you do, where we answer our viewers' questions. And if you're in the chat, you would like your question to be answered live, we'll answer yours first because you are here live. Then we do our let's sip on that. We do our celebrity relationship talk. We try not to call it gossip, but just to share some celebrity relationship news because y'all requested that. And then we do our Beauty and the Beast segment where we give you a health and wellness tip of the week to take with you. And our disclaimer is any health and wellness tip we give is just a tip. If you decide to try any of them, ask your physician because we are not doctors and we will not be responsible for your decisions. And then we do our final thoughts and we send you on your way. And we hope that you'll come back next week to see us. So you ready for this, Lamar? What would you do segment? So to our viewers, we're going to answer our viewers' questions and they would love to hear from you too. So please tell us, what would you do in the chat? So, hey, V, what's up? Good to see you. Ooh, I regret waiting to have sex with my new husband until after we were married. This was my second marriage. I wanted to do it differently, so we waited to have sex. I'm 53, he's 55. We got married after knowing each other for 6 months. We both knew we were made for each other. We've been married for 4 months, and I'm so disappointed and depressed. He doesn't last very long in the bedroom. I feel gypped. We talked about ED and menopause before we got married. He doesn't actually suffer from ED. It gets hard, but literally almost every time lasts about 8 to 10 minutes. My best friends say it's not fair and it's early enough for me to get an annulment. He's really a great guy, but my sex drive and desires will never be met. I don't want to hurt him, but what about me? Would I be wrong for walking away? What would you do?
I mean, that's unfortunate, but listen, y'all can't have it both ways. Hey, don't give him the milk before you marry him. You know, it's like
my body count, you can get the milk.
Yeah, I don't want the body count and this and that. Then you do it the right way. Then you go, oh shit, this ain't what I wanted. Come on, man, you got to be grown. You're 53 and 54 years old. You should have tested it out. You already gave it up before, so it's like, I don't know why we're playing this game. If y'all felt that serious about each other, y'all should have had a couple of trial runs before you saying I do. So I would work with him if you like him that much. Work with him. I mean, he's got to get his health together. In my wellness thing is going to be about sex. It's going to be healthy foods for men that need that extra boost. You know, he needs to get his testosterone checked. He needs to make sure that he's not eating processed foods. There's so many things that men can do, and you know, you just got to work with him. You know, so it's, you know, get a little blue chew pill, a little red, you know, a little Viagra here and there. None of that is wrong. So it can all be worked out.
I would say this: you made a decision to marry this person. You made a commitment to this person based on a choice that you made not to sleep with him before you married him. So to be a renegger is totally not acceptable. Like, I'm sorry. I understand that you feel like your needs are not going to be met, but there is a way to get around this. There's a way to talk about this. I don't know if you've told him, like, you know, you're really ejaculating too fast, like you're getting done too fast. I'm not being satisfied, because maybe he just doesn't know. But we have to stop making decisions and listening to our girlfriends for them to say it's not fair and you still have time to get an annulment. They need to mind their business, and I bet you they're single. Let me just say that. So please write us and let us know if they're single. Second, what are you going to do when you go back outside and you meet another man? Are you going to wait and try again? Or do you realize that you can meet another man that's abusive? Do you realize you can meet another man that everybody's going to have their ish. Everybody. If his penis is still working, if it's still getting hard, if it's not erectile dysfunction and he didn't lie to you and say, I don't have erectile dysfunction, and then you find out he did, but you say he clearly doesn't have ED. So it's workable. So if it's getting hard, you just have to learn how to maintain the erection. So maybe, you know, he's only lasting 8 to 10 minutes. Maybe 4 minutes in, you tell him, y'all do something else. Take it out before. You got to turn over, rub it.
You got to understand, our brains is a direct path from our brains to our penis. So what you say, how you act, your energy will affect all of that. And I've had the same things. You know, a woman could say this or that, or anything can happen, and you just like, you know, it kind of goes away. You know, so it's just, if you want that man to last, it's predicated on you to arouse him. You know, that's what you're failing to put together, is talk dirty to him. Maybe he needs some extra
stimulation.
Stimulation. So it's like you're gonna have to do some different things along with him making his health a priority.
And the fact that, you know, is 8 to 10 minutes. So at 3 minutes or 4 minute mark, do something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, you know what's going to happen if he keep going, you know, if he keeps humping, that what's going to happen. So you got to stop him or slow him down, take it out. Y'all can figure this out, seriously. And somebody said that sounds good, but she's going to cheat. No, she gets to make the decision of this. If this can't be worked out, and you can talk to your man, if this can't be worked out, just tell yourself cheating's not an option, because that's not the content of my character. I'll leave first before I cheat. So she doesn't have to make the decision to cheat. She can just make a conscious decision in her mind that if this does not get better and I am not sexually satisfied, I'm going to be the grown person in this relationship. I'm going to have a conversation with him, but I will not cheat, because that's not who I am. Now, if she cheat, that's just because who she is. I'd rather leave than to cheat this man, because she said he's a good man and you don't want to hurt him. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And right now we're answering our viewer's question, and her husband, that she did not test drive the car, doesn't stay vroom vroom very long. So she's
he might be getting overheated too fast. I mean, he might be too aroused. I mean, so if it's 8 to 10 minutes, you know, you guys have to be careful what you ask for, because let's say he was 45 minutes in. Now you're going, like, that's too long. You know, so it's like you guys can work this out. You know,
Yeah,
coach him up a little bit, talk to him a little dirty, do some different things.
Have you had a conversation with him, first of all? Have you sat down and said, or did you just run to your girlfriends? Because first of all, this shouldn't be a conversation that you having with them. Let's just, ladies and gentlemen, house business stays in house. You have embarrassed your husband, and he doesn't even know that you done told your friends that he only lasts 8 to 10 minutes. House business stays in the house. You should be talking to him, working this out, or talking to a specialist, or talking to a therapist, or somebody that can bring y'all closer together. And these are not your friends. These are not your friends. When you get married and you bring people in that room with you, whether it's small, intimate, or whether it's 2,000 people, those people should be committed to helping the marriage work, not the first sign of trouble telling you it's still early enough to get an annulment. Like, yo, it's only been 4 months. Y'all ain't even, you so busy talking to them that you ain't trying to work this thing out with a good man. Listen, I told you I was out Sunday. I was outside. Ain't too many good men outside. The picking at our age, just looking at the men that was out. I mean, physically looking at them, and no offense, we all want to be physically attracted, but there was not many physically fit men in the room that were even attractive. So, boo, if you found somebody, work that thing.
And again, health has to be first. That's what's going to fix all of this. But you guys got to start putting the shoe on the other foot. What if it was you that had vaginal dryness? What if it was you that couldn't take it? Because I've been with women before and they go like, I can't do it that way. I was married for 25 years and we didn't do it doggy style for 10 years because she said it was it hurt. Oh. And I was just like, okay. But you got to work through these things. So be careful. You got to put yourself in the other person's shoes and give them that same courtesy.
I'm just telling you, if you found a good, decent man and everything is good and he still get hard, do not throw that man back just yet. Because I promise you, there ain't no, I'm telling you, listen, the slimming is picking. Yes.
Put that comment up. What do you mean women's coochies aren't made for doggy style?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are. That's the best way.
Unless he don't know what he doing.
Yeah, face down, ass up.
Because I done had some good doggy style. I mean, I'm not the. Oops, see, I'm getting off. Bye, V. V, get out of here. V gotta go. I didn't mean that, Jesus. See, y'all play too much. But that we going to our next question. We're going to our next question.
Got me all red.
Me too. My husband has been hiding money. He basically has me penny pinching. We live a good life in a nice neighborhood with nice vehicles. His daughter recently got married and he gave her dream wedding. And of course I didn't mind, but I'm wondering where the money came from because it wasn't in our joint account. So I did some investigating and to my surprise, he has another account with, let's just say, a lot of money in it in capital letters. I asked about the wedding. He lied and said he cashed in some stocks and part of his 401k. What else has he been lying about over the last 8 years of our marriage? I am very disappointed, not sure what to do next. Help. Girl, drain that other bank account. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
He ain't very smart if he didn't hide it that well. But I mean, it sounds like this is their second marriage. And again, if I get married again, it will be one account that's joint, my account that I currently have, and you keep your account that you currently have, and then we'll decide on what the contribution will be towards the household. So whatever you have in your account, that's yours. Do whatever you want to do with it.
But you're not going to lie and have an account.
No, I'm not lying at all. I'm too grown to be lying, but it's like that's the standard that should have been set in the marriage. Has been like, listen, I don't want to control everything. Let's make a joint account that's for our living expenses and our pleasure and our investing, and you can see all of that. But there's other accounts that I had prior to this marriage, and there's accounts that you had prior. I don't want you to lose your identity and me be this control freak or anything like that. It's just we don't have to.
They said this legit happened to me. Husband had money, saw a random $100,000 check he wrote. Sigh, folks, high money. Listen, let me tell you this. If he lied about that, he lied about other stuff. Now you have a trust issue. Because if you lying about that, you lying about other stuff. Because if you felt like you couldn't be honest with me, he doesn't trust you with money. Now, let me ask you a question. It's been 8 years since y'all been married. Do you spend everything? Because maybe you're a problem. Like maybe sometimes some women spend, and y'all have a whole life to live after retirement. And maybe he was protecting his assets because you spent. I don't know you. Are you out shopping and buying and doing all these different things and wasting money? If you are, then I need you to ask yourself some questions. Is this a safeguard? And you said you live a decent life. He just not letting you get to the retirement fund, maybe. But he should have never lied. If he lied to you about that, because my mother used to say this all the time, if there's one rat, there's a million of them. If there's one roach, when lights come on, they all gonna scatter.
I'm gonna take the approach that he is a successful man. He on his second marriage would be similar to me. I'm not gonna let you in the money. I'm just not my money.
You're not gonna lie and tell her.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna let you in the money like that. You're not gonna be able to go in and out of that money, and that's money that I've had and saved and this and that. You don't have access to that. You have access to the lifestyle that I have given you. You don't have access.
The problem is he lied. When
True.
She asked, how did you pay for your daughter's wedding? He said, I cashed in some stocks and used my 401k. If he would have said, I have another account for money that I had before you even existed 8 years ago, because 8 years is not a long time, we wouldn't be having this problem. But why did he feel like he had to lie to his wife?
Maybe she's bad with money, and she's gonna pester him for it. But at this age, I would not lie. That would be something I would lie about 20 years ago. But today, no. And I don't even want my house set up like that, because we're too independent, and we've been independent, and to come together and then be like, I'm in control of everything now, or it doesn't work like that anymore. So it's just like you have yours, I have mine, then we have a joint together where we take care of our business. And that's the way it should be at this age.
I don't have a problem with none of that. The problem is he had an opportunity to tell the truth, and he lied. And he got her penny pinching. Well, penny pinching to us might be, she said they got a nice house and a nice car, and all. I'm sure you got nice clothes and stuff too. But my concern is, instead of him saying, I have a separate account from that. You got money. You got an ATM card. We got a card together. You swipe it. You do groceries, whatever. But he lied, honey. If he lied, you need to sit down and have a conversation and say, I know about this account. Why would you lie to me? I don't understand.
Is it big enough for her to leave? She got a good life.
I didn't say leave. I said have a conversation.
What I'm saying, that's what she. What was her dilemma? What is she?
Her thing. So how she said, how would you handle this?
Just have a conversation with him and let him be honest about it, and tell him, say, listen, you don't have to lie. I'm not mad about it, but I don't think that this is grounds of a fight or anything like that. But it's just and give him the honest listen to him and be like, hey, are you doing this because I'm not really good with money, or why is it like this?
Find that check girl, start writing you some checks. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. If you are here, please hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell for notifications so they notify you when me and Lamar go live on Wednesdays, so you don't forget about us. And if you're enjoying this, there's a super button, a thank you button. Hit that button, give a donation, and keep us going. So we're going to get to our next question. Uh, this dude talked all this mess on our first few dates. When I finally give in, he's whack all the way around. Short, stubby penis. I should have known by his short, stubby hands. Worst oral ever. Now he wants to know why I'm ghosting him. I'm trying to be kind, but he won't take the hint. Then he had the nerve to get demanding and aggressive with me. I blocked him, but we frequent the same circles and places. I've run into him twice since we slept together. How would you handle this?
Tell him it wasn't good. I mean, what you got? You don't have anything to lose at this point. I mean, just be like, listen, dude, it wasn't. I'm not gonna waste my time. You know, it's,
Hey, you whack and you got brothers, because your brother could really handle him, or uncle, cousin. Because if I don't want to speak to you no more, I don't got to give you no explanation. And this is the problem with a lot of men nowadays. They get aggressive when it comes to rejection. They get really aggressive when it comes to rejection. And it's dangerous out here. So this is why you want to handle certain men, because we see a lot of women right now being brutalized. And I saw this one video where this girl was on a motorcycle and she rejected the guy. He took a bottle of water and threw it in her face. It's a lot of it going on with men being rejected that don't have emotional intelligence. So you do have to be careful. But trust me, if you got a brother or some male friends that y'all frequent in the same circle, make sure they're around when you tell him whatever you're going to say. But I would be honest and say, we're just not sexually compatible. Like, it doesn't have to be you was whack. But I would
yeah. I mean, don't make it disrespectful. Be adult with it,
right.
You know. So, I mean, do women really look at hands like that? Like, y'all do that?
Yeah, I would never date a man with stubby fingers. I don't like it. I seen men with stubby fingers, and I don't like it. So, ladies.
Okay, so in the range of penis sizes, what's average, what's above average, and what's big?
I ain't never penises. I don't know. I know when I feel it. I know when I see it. Like,
I mean, listen. The only penis I know is mine. So it's just, I'm just saying, like, what
let me see.
Is acceptable for a woman?
Hold on, I'm measuring my stomach. I'm measuring my stomach about this long.
Oh, if you don't hit your stomach, it don't work.
It don't work. And it's not about the length either. Sometimes it's about the girth. Never mind. I gotta go. I can't.
Here we go.
You starting.
But I'm just saying, is 5 and under considered small? Is 5 to 9 average? Is 9
tape measure? Like,
I'm saying, every guy has measured his penis.
Well, we haven't as women, and you got to think about us as women, right? We don't know. We don't know inches in your like I said.
You know what a ruler looks like.
Right, about the length of a ruler, and make sure it's
that's
not
12 inches. Nobody's walking around with 12 inches of meat. I'm like, nobody.
But when it's hard, it needs to be 8, maybe 8. I don't know. I have to again.
Under 7 is small. Okay, 10 inches. God damn, B.
But it has to be. Sometimes it's not the length that's the problem. Sometimes it's the width. You don't want no skinny pencil. You know, like. That could be a problem. I'm just saying, you don't want a pencil penis. Like, it needs to be long and kind of wide. Like, it can't be stubby and short. Cause
you know what a chick told me one time. She said, if you're on soft and your penis hangs past your balls, you okay?
Oh my goodness.
I was like, is that how you judge it? And she was like, yeah.
I measure even though I don't want to use my cervix. I don't want it pummeled.
Yeah, and see, I've been with women before, and every woman is a different size, but a lot of women go like, yo, like you be on the cervix a little bit. And I'm like,
don't grow though. Yeah, like a cat, like she said, you don't want short and stubby. That's all. It's either gonna be you want it to be a long and have some width. Like, that's all. You don't want it to be a pencil. That's all. So, I don't know if you just tuned in. I know you're like, what are they talking about? We're doing our viewers' questions, and Lamar always gotta go left with it. You just tuned in. You tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Trey Kearney. This is my co-host.
Lamar Hall.
If you are watching right now, please hit the subscribe button, share, and make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you get notified when we go live. So we're going to get to our next question because our time is dwindling away.
We're doing good, though.
I found some earrings and a pink comb in my boyfriend's nightstand. He went to pick up some food for us. I was laying in his bed watching TV and something told me to open the bottom drawer. When I lifted up a book he had in the drawer, the stuff was under it. I wasn't even expecting that. We've been together almost a year, and yes, we both agreed to be in a relationship. Should I confront him?
Why are you going through his drawers?
Because that's what women. I was about to. I keep telling men.
Listen, I tell you, I personally have set women up with shit like that to see if you go through drawers, and the moment you do, you're out of here. Because we can talk about it.
Let me say this I want to say this to all the men that's listening, and women. All they want and say, no, I don't. Not me. Not me. Women naturally are nosy and snoop, even if they're not looking for nothing. They trying to see what kind of underwear you wear. They looking in your bathroom cabinet to see what kind of toothpaste you got, dental floss. Women, listen, whether you set her up, she'll never say anything about what she found. We are naturally nosy snoopers, just naturally nosy. I'm sorry. Most women are naturally nosy snoopers. And some of us, I got to say, some of us old heads, we just don't care no more because we know we're going to find out. But the majority of women that are in basically new relationships, if you leave them in your house, they mind going to say, something told me to look in that bottom drawer. My intuition just told me to look in that bottom drawer. I will never look. Nope, my daddy taught me years ago. I ain't looking. Well, you are a rare form V because 9 out of 10 women gonna look if that man leave her in that house one too many times. That first time she might be scared because she might think it's some cameras in there. Like, is he setting me up? But that second or third time, listen. And like I said, at this age, at this big old age now, I don't even care because I already know. If you do something to me, it's going to come to light. But back in the day, yes, I did. I looked through people's drawers. I looked through people's stuff. I was trying to figure out what you use. You got hemorrhoids, like who was in your drawer. Got old pictures. Like women just naturally are nosy and snoop, especially younger women and women in new relationships. So
note to self, don't leave nobody in my house.
You don't try. You snooped. You found something, so you don't trust them. So if you don't talk about it, and if you found pink earrings and a pink comb and earrings, he got another girl. So what you gonna do?
You know what? It might be from a long time ago. I used to have a lost and found drawer. A chick would be like, "Did you see my earrings?" I'm like, check the lost and found drawer. Like I don't have time to look. If I find shit, I just put it in the drawer.
If you gotta hold on to stuff from other women, then you're not the man for me. Lost and found my ass. Throw the shit in the garbage. And let's move on. Ain't no lost and found, sis. If you found some earrings and a pink comb under a book, he's seeing somebody else. Just I'm gonna be honest with you, plain and simple. And he ain't think you was gonna look under the book. So don't listen to no lost and found. Because if I'm with you, Lamar, and I come to your house and I say, hey, I was here. Did you see my earring? You say go look in the lost and found drawer. Oh, I'm out.
If we're in the friend stage, I'll let you know. There's other women. We're in the friend stage. But if we've been together a year, I would have cleaned the drawer out. So
right. This is what I'm saying. It's not cleaned out because he's still seeing old girl. I'm sorry to tell you that. Like he got another girl. Like so, you should have a conversation or walk away.
No, some of the stuff be legit stuff. Like I would make sure that I had a drawer that had, medicine for women and tampons and pillowcases, and I'd make you comfortable. It's like a Ritz-Carlton over here.
Hey, Al.
What up, Al?
What's up, Al? Al made it in the building tonight. Listen, let me say this. I believe that in everybody's house, everybody's guest bathroom. This is what I believe. Everybody's guest bathroom should have pads, panty liners, stuff for women and men. Everybody. But your personal bedroom, if you are involved with somebody, you're in a serious relationship like this woman, y'all been together a year, there should be no personal products under your sink unless they're mine or ours. And there should not be no body earring or after a year. Nah. Now, if she said we've been together 2 months and I found earring in a pink comb, I would be like, all right, well, too bad. Like, so he just didn't get rid of it yet. But a year, and y'all have said that we are in an exclusive relationship, ma'am, he has another girlfriend.
I would just like it. Maybe he didn't know about it because I'm sure there's some
Stop.
stuff. There might be some stuff around here still hanging around for me. So now you're gonna make me go clean up my spot and look around and be like, damn.
Yeah, but stop. If you getting ready to get in a serious relationship with a woman and you're gonna be leaving her in your house and y'all are really exclusive, you should get rid of everything. I don't have anything of my exes. Nothing. I don't have anything of my exes. So ain't no man gonna come here and find no drawers in my drawer or his old pick or his brush or his wave cap. You just ain't gonna find that stuff because it's done and over.
It wouldn't like what V says. She said, come on over. I have multiple sizes of condoms and different underwear sizes and t-shirts and shorts. Pick your size. I would come with my own. I wouldn't be offended by that.
Well, you should be. If a woman has multiple condoms, different drawer sizes.
Well, I mean, if like you said, the first month or two of dating, after a year, okay, I'm with you. Like I said, all this stuff should be gone. I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
I'm just saying to her.
But what's her thing? Is she going to confront? Should she confront him?
She should confront him. Yes. But he gonna ask you. But they're probably gonna break up because now he gonna be like, you went through my drawer.
Yeah, you're gonna break up. I mean, you have to understand that where he's coming from. He feels violated. So yes, and it doesn't have to be bad if you handle it like adults and talk about it in a certain way. But if it comes disrespectful, y'all breaking up. You just know that.
When you say to him, I found earrings in a pink comb in your bottom drawer of your nightstand under a book, it's over. He's not going to feel comfortable ever leaving you in his house again. So whenever he got to go pick up food, he's going to be like, let's go to the car. And if you don't talk about it, you're going to be bothered every time he leaves out. You're going to want to go through his stuff. So you should just have a conversation with him and say, you know what, it's been real. I went through your drawer. I'm pretty sure that's not going to make you happy. So it's been real. I'm so sorry. I wish this could work, but because he's going to be like, you went through my drawer? Like, you went through my...
He's going to be highly offended. So, because if you had to look under a book, it means you took a lot of stuff out the drawer or whatever the case may be. You was really looking. So
no, she might have saw a book that said The Power of Knowledge, and she might have picked it up and it might have been under there, but you shouldn't have been in his drawer in the first place. And that's what his thing is going to be. Why were you in my drawer when I went to get food?
Again, put the shoe on the other foot. What if you left a man in your house and he starts going through your drawers and stuff and he finds some stuff and you go, how would you deal with it? How would you want to be talked to?
I wouldn't want to be talked to because if you went through my stuff when I left you in my house, I would be done with you. How about you going through my stuff? Like, so every time I leave my house, I'm thinking, oh boy, going through my stuff. Like, get in the car. We gotta go to the supermarket. Get in the car. We gotta go pick up food. Get in the car. Ain't nobody got time for that. She was searching for condoms and found a woman.
You're just looking. You got to understand when you go looking, there is a potential you're going to find something that's just not going to sit right with you. It may not. It may be something big and it may not, but something you're going to find something. So
earrings in the comb, I'm done. I don't care what he say because now in my mind, no matter what, I've already made up the story in my mind. I should have never been looking. Now I've messed it up for all of us. I gotta own that. No, seriously, I gotta own that.
That's grown. I respect that.
I found earrings in the comb, and now I don't trust you because whose is it? No, so no matter what you tell me, Lamar, no matter say that's oh my God, that's from 5 years ago. I didn't put that. No matter what you tell me, I'm still thinking, yeah, right, sure. So why was it under the book?
Yeah, me.
So my bad. I gotta.
It's out of there. It's out of there.
So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New U Nation Network YouTube channel. We're going to check to see if y'all have subscribed, all y'all. I'm writing down all y'all names. Keep looking down because I'm writing down all y'all names so I can go check and see if y'all subscribed. And if you didn't,
that's supposed to be bringing a friend too.
If you didn't, I'm blocking you. No. So we're going to get to our next segment. So I'm going to pull up this video. Well, let's do our celebrity relationship news first. Let's stay on task. Let's get to let's sip on that. So our celebrity relationship news, Lamar, you should probably like this because you're
All right. Did I send it to you?
Dwight on my page. Did y'all notice when we first got together, I was posting and I was so happy and it was Black love and then I was reading the comments. People was like actually adding my husband's name to talk about him. You have your opinions. I know my husband. I know who I married. Y'all don't know who I married. I don't know who y'all married. I stopped posting him because I could see if it was like people saying negative things about him. But y'all going out your way and y'all adding my husband. Y'all gonna add him to disrespect him on my page. We're not gonna do it. Honestly, he owns his past and people gotta stop responding with one comment.
So now she has filed for divorce.
What she found out?
That's what we want to know. But she know her husband. But she.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is Dwight Howard has been known to be a little bit undercover. He's in Atlanta. He done mess with a couple of transsexuals and stuff like that. So she had to know what she was walking into, of what his fetishes were. She knows him. So to get upset knowing who he kind of is.
Well, she said she thought she knew him because she thought.
I mean, the stuff that we all know, she should know. And if you still married him,
it was a lie. She thought that was people lying on him.
Yeah,
that's what he told her. She thought his ex Royce that was saying all of these things was just a bitter woman. So she was talking all this mess online about I know my husband. And y'all doing too much. And now here she is. And they're saying that she's asking for alimony and half of his assets.
Please.
Half of all of his assets.
Hell no. Next. He ain't stupid. So,
The thing about it is we look at people and these people swear that they're going to change a person. I just want women to understand. It's like Royce was saying, he did this, he did that. And this woman was like thinking that he just did that to her. That's not who he is when he's with me. You're lying. Let me tell y'all, if a man hasn't done work on himself, he is the same person that the last person had. If a woman hasn't done work on herself, she's the same person that the last person had. None of us are special if a person hasn't worked on themselves, because it has nothing to do with anything external. When people do things or people live a certain lifestyle, it is an internal meter that they're operating through. So when you come in these relationships and I think, oh, Lamar did that to his ex-wife, he's not going to do that to me. If he has not worked on himself for the way that he handles rejection, the way he handled rejection with his ex-wife or the way I handle rejection with my ex-husband was to go get an outside source to feel loved. If I have not worked on myself then the next man that comes to me that rejects me, I'm going to go outside and find the love that I need the same way I did with the person before him. So this chick thought she was special and was being very disrespectful to Royce and ignoring everybody and online. Y'all not going to be disrespecting my husband because y'all don't know him and y'all got the nerve to be atting him. And now you're here. Sometimes you gotta.
I mean, I just thought it was just a known fact that, everybody kind of suspected. It's never truly been confirmed, but there's been enough situations that he's actually got caught up in. He had a little dude that was like running his mouth big time about what he did and what he liked and all that other stuff. So it's like, if we know that, why didn't she know that? So
not a little dude.
Well, it was a dude. It's Atlanta. I mean, you ever been to Atlanta?
No.
I used to go to Atlanta 4 times a year, man. I have never been more uncomfortable in my life.
Oh.
Everywhere you go, you get treated like a woman. I'm just like, man, let me stay up in my room. Shit. I'm like, I don't. Dudes with their hands in each other's pocket. I was in the gym one time, and the dude had on the little halter top and some leggings, and I'm trying to lift weights, and I'm looking like, why am I the only one? Look, but it was normal to everybody else in the gym. This dude, it was a grown-ass man with a belly walking around in women's workout clothes. That's Atlanta.
Wow.
That's Atlanta.
Wow. So anyway, that's our celebrity relationship news, but never think that there is something so special about you that you will change a man from being bisexual, or you will change a man from being a cheater, or you will change a man from being abusive, or you will change a woman or anybody else. A person has to really go do work on themselves, and a person has to want to change. If this man is bi, then that's what it is. And you really should have listened. If enough people are saying it, if it walked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, it's a mudchucking duck. So one of my boys sent me. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that little money sign, that little thank you down there. Give us a little donation if you are enjoying the show, because that's how we keep it going. That was our segment. Let's sip on that, where we do a little celebrity relationship news. And now we're going to get to sometimes our people send us, Lamar sends me a lot of stuff. But one of my friends from high school sent me this and said, what was my take on this and what do I think?
Are you okay with a man who already has children? No. Okay. Why not?
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker for you? Why
because
not?
I want my own family.
And you feel like you cannot have that with a man who already has children.
That is a form of polyamory.
Really? Explain that, please.
Okay. Polyamory doesn't have to do with us all living in a household together and we're all doing the do. Polyamory is outside relationships that I'm okay with. So if I'm in a relationship with Paul, I have to be okay with him having a relationship with the mothers of his children.
Yeah.
I would hope he does,
Yeah.
Right? So although he's not sleeping with them, or we would want to think he just take him as being a good man, he's just co-parenting and doing it the right way. Well, when Christmas or holidays come around, or a birthday party or a wedding or graduation, Paul has every right to spend time with his kids. And if the mother is there, I mean, they procreated together. It's not a crime for in the same room as him. That's what co-parenting is. Healthy co-parenting is. If I agree to that, I am now, or I should be, attempting to be healthy with these women, right? If I'm going to love him, I love Paul's kids. So now I'm in a polyamory relationship that I'm agreeing to be in, because although you're not sleeping with this woman, we all are a family.
First of all, let me read the definition. Or were you going to do that, Lamar?
No. I'm looking at the comments, and listen.
Let me just read the definition of polyamory, because we put these people on platforms who just be saying nonsense. So, and I looked this up just so, because when she was talking, I know what poly is. I know what it is, but I said, maybe I'm crazy when I'm listening to her. But polyamorous refers to the practice of engaging in multiple romantic or sexual relationships with the full knowledge and consent of all parties involved. It's a form of ethical non-monogamy that emphasizes open communication, honesty, and mutual agreement. Polyamory is not about cheating or casual encounters. It involves forming deep, loving connections with multiple people. She's so way off from the definition to even say if you date a man with children, you're in a polyamorous relationship is freaking ludicrous.
First, I would say this, and I'm not going to come to her defense because I'm not really a fan, but the facts are she is entitled to have a standard. And if that is her standard, that's fine. But what I have a problem with is that when men do the same thing, now it's a problem.
Wait. Hold on, stop. I just want you to stop for 1 second. What she said, her standard has nothing to do with being polyamorous. That's the problem. Her standard of, I don't want to date men with children, that's fine. That's 100% fine. But to tell people, I'm a single woman with children. To tell people that if somebody dates me because I have children, they're going to be committing polygamy.
Right.
You have lost your freaking mind. Now, to have a standard of I don't want to date people with kids because I don't want to have any type of relationship with the mother and I don't want to deal with that is fine. But to call it polygamy.
Yeah, she don't know what it is. But that's, again, we talk about this.
She's a doctor and a psychologist.
Yeah. I mean, whatever the credentials are, it's just when you have this platform and you start talking about things you're not real well versed in, I mean, at some point the rubber's going to meet the road with this woman because she's on too many things, and every woman in this comment doesn't like her. So it's just like at some point it's just going to bottleneck because people are going to start fact checking. So it's people are not stupid. You can get over them, once or twice, but after a while, like this might be the one that people are going to go like, what? And she's going to slowly start losing her fan base because she's not giving good advice. So I've had a poly relationship too. I've tried it twice, and it's difficult.
Thanks, Al, for the donation. Let's clap up Al. Thank you, Al, for the $10. We so appreciate you. But again, my point is this: to tell women that it's okay to not want to date a man with children because you don't want to deal with co-parenting, because it is, when you do date a woman or a man with children, you do have to deal with that for the rest of your life, because there will be weddings, there will be children's birthday parties, there will be graduate, there will be all kinds of stuff. So if you decide that that's not for me because I want my man with no kids and I want us to have our kids together first and I just want us to be a family, that's fine. But when you start going around saying that any woman right now or any man that's dealing with somebody that has children is poly, that's bananas to me. And I don't even know why people are not alarmed by the fact that she called that polyamorous, and they were okay sitting up there with her saying that. And so instead of somebody pulling up a dictionary or the definition and say polyamorous refers to practice of engaging in multiple romantic or sexual relationships. That has nothing to do with dating a person with children. You are not in a polygamous relationship. So that whole thing was just bananas. And I just don't understand why that's okay with anybody.
Fact check these podcast people. I mean, just because you get a microphone don't mean you know what you're talking about. So
High Vibe says she should just say she's insecure with the man who's co-parenting. She's emotionally immature. V said, terrible advice. Rhonda said, yet people continue to listen to her. Let me say this. So many people want to hear what they want to hear, especially women. And we learned that from Derek Jackson, who was out here telling women everything they wanted to hear while cheating on his wife 7,852 million times. And women still, after they found out he violated his wife and cheated on his wife, they still went back and supported his brand, even though he's quiet now, but they were still posting his stuff. And I'm like, how are y'all posting a man stuff that's giving y'all advice and he's doing it and y'all are actually funding him? Why? So anyway, that was ludicrous. And I thank y'all for commenting because I thought it was just me.
I mean, comment to all. I mean, shout out to all the women that I'm really kind of surprised that all of the women in the chat are like, I'm not a fan. So I'm just like, what is necessarily her demographics now? Who's listening to her? What woman is taking this advice? So I mean,
because we Gen X.
Yeah, it has to be a younger. It has to be really younger. But she's not young either. I mean, she's got to be mid 40s. She does not look.
She's an old millennial. They call them geriatric millennials when they're like older 40. Like you kind of sort of a millennial.
So she could be 41, but she thinks she's 50.
She don't think she's 50. She thinks she's smart. And I'm not saying that she's not. I'm just saying she's catering to a younger crowd because somebody 50 and over, we not know. Hey, Gary, how are you?
She should almost be competing with us, you know, but no. She's not. She's going for the 35 and under, the drama, the screaming, the yelling, all the.
No, she shouldn't be because she's not she hasn't experienced life like us.
True.
We're seniors to her, and I don't mean seniors. I mean we're seniors, like we're elders to her. If she's 35, 40, we got 15 years on her of life experience. Forget about a PhD and a doctorate and all of that. We have 15, 20 years of experience in life over her. So I just wanted to share that with y'all because a friend of mine sent me that, and he was like, "What do you think about this?" And I said, "I think that's bullshit."
Ridiculous.
Yes. So let's get to our health and wellness segment, Lamar. What is your health and wellness tip of the evening? Beauty and the Beast.
Since we're talking about sex, so we're going to give you guys some things since you can postpone or hold off your ED. So these are just foods for better sex. Watermelon. So we all heard about oysters, red meat, dark chocolate, turkey. So these are foods you should add into your diet, men. And there's other things. I encourage you guys to look up. There's tons of things that men can do to boost testosterone, eating pumpkin seeds, Brazilian nuts. I take cold showers, things of that nature. So it's like, there's a cayenne pepper thing that I put in some of my drinks and keeps blood flow. So everything about down there for a man is about blood flow. So it's just, beets, things of that nature. So, do your homework, guys, because it is preventable. And the older you get, the more mindful you have to be of this, or you won't be able to perform.
My health and wellness tip is we got to check on each other and ask for help. I was devastated with that Texas flood and those babies being taken. I mean, I really struggled mentally with that. Like I really had to call my niece because I really did not sleep Sunday night. I really literally could not sleep because I was imagining these little 7 and 8-year-olds being washed away and not knowing what to do. And it really psychologically messed with me because I have a 7-year-old grandniece, she's my granddaughter. And we have to check on each other while we're watching these things because all of this is very devastating. And we are mentally being inundated with a lot of trauma, not even our own, because these are not my kids. But I was so traumatized thinking about, and then I saw people making comments like, if you got to make sure your kids know how to swim. When the raft of a river can move a cabin and destroy a whole camp, I don't care if you are the strongest, what's his name, Phelps? I don't care if you're the best swimmer in the world. If the river, a flash flood comes and a current these kids are 6 and 7 years old, and y'all talking about make sure your kids know how to swim. Have some empathy and compassion before you start making comments, because this is a devastating time for a lot of people, and we have to be mindful of what we say. Be mindful. We have to be mindful of what we say when we are dealing with trauma and tragedy, because people are reading these comments. So check on each other. And if you need help, I'm encouraging you to reach out to somebody and tell them, like I really had to reach out to a few people. I had to call one of my friends and tell her to pray for me because I was really struggling. And I got for social media because every time it just was making me like, what if to New Jersey? And then I was thinking about Lamar, and I was like, okay, he's in Houston, he's not. And then when you didn't send me any memes or stuff, I started to think and I said, you need to chill. So I had to get off social media. And I just want to say from the New You Nation Network, we are praying for Texas. We are praying for Mexico. We are praying for North Carolina. We are praying for Chicago, because there's so many natural disasters happening. Yes, Yoli, it's just the level of trauma and tragedy is crazy. And those parents, like when you're a parent and you see something like that, I just cannot imagine them seeing that on the news and then hearing people are missing and you don't know if it's yours. And I just saw some of the parents whose kids were okay, and just the level of fear on them. So let's just pray for each other and just make sure we checking on each other mentally, because this is a high trauma ever in our lives. From 2020 until now, we have experienced some.
Hey, it's gonna get wilder. We got 3.5 more years, guys. So buckle up.
We're gonna think positive though. We're gonna think positive. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing to encourage and inspire and motivate and bring people here on a Wednesday night and be able to enjoy themselves. So Lamar, let's do our final thoughts. Thank you, Blue Sapphire. Yes. And I'm such, you know what too? My niece was saying, Auntie, you're such an empathetic person. You're such an empath. Like, I have such a level of empathy for people. Like I suffer with people that I don't know, that I see on social media. Like, I'll be in here crying if I see somebody sick. Like, and my niece was like, you have to reel it in, because you can't feel this way for everybody.
Unfortunately, it's a part of growing in who you are and becoming a better version of yourself. Is because I'm an empath too. There's a lot of things I watch on Instagram and stuff like that, and it's very touching. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know why I'm so sensitive, but it's part of being healed. It's right. Part of caring. It's about being selfless. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And, and I've been considering taking a break from social media myself, because it's just a little much, and I find myself getting, I don't know, just kind of stuck. Like, I just see the behaviors of people, and it's just like, we're not getting better. We're just not getting better as people. So it's just like,
right. And it's just sad. Like,
this is really sad. It really is. And to be this age, and I know I'm old, and I look back, I look at younger people, a little bit older than my daughter and stuff like that, and I go like, there's no hope. There's really no hope. It's a different time. It's sad. And I came to the realization, thinking about my daughter, thinking she may never get married. She may never have kids. I mean, she's almost 27 years old, never had a serious relationship. It's just. She will. I mean,
because my niece started late with her babies. She really did. Like, she's 40. Is she 41 now? She'll be 41. She has a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a set of 2-year-old twins. Once it started, it didn't stop. So, and she thought too, like, I'm never gonna.
Right.
And then,
I'm not ready to be a grandfather, but
no,
I hope in the next 5 years.
Yeah. So we got to be careful for those who have this level of empathy for everybody, that we don't get too caught up in it, because it can lead to depression. And that's what I felt like. I just couldn't put myself together. Like, I was like, this is crazy, when I was just thinking about those kids, and I saw those. I was just like, I got to get out of here. I just had to call my niece, and I was just like, I'm not okay. She was like, what's the matter? I was like, I'm just not okay with this. Like, I'm just not okay with this on any level. So, but y'all pray for me, because it took me a few days. And still, if I see something, I'm all tears. Like, I sent you the boy who was in the tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one was tough, because
he's screaming for his mother, like, are you in the tree? Like, are you all like, yo, I was just like,
yeah, but I mean, that part of Texas, I mean, it's very rural out there. And I mean, it don't take much for this part of the country to flood, because we are below sea level.
Right.
And what happens is that when it rains, and we've been getting rain over the last 2 weeks, and I mean, not a little bit of rain, the ground is saturated. So the ground soaks up the water for the first week or two, and then you get another storm, and it has nowhere to go. And that's why you get something that raises 26 feet in less than an hour. And you're like, how does that happen? Because we're below sea level, and the ground has been saturated. It's always been this way here. It just always is. We're below sea level. That's why New Orleans is going underwater. It's
okay. I'm sorry, y'all, but just y'all pray for me, because I can't. Thinking about it now makes me so nervous. Like, what's your final thoughts, Lamar?
I think that we really got to learn how to just look at ourselves internally, be honest when we can, as honest as you can. The goal is to grow. The goal is not to hurt anybody. And I think as we on this journey for loving people and stuff like that, and trying to fall in love again, it doesn't do anybody any good to not be honest. It's just listen, everybody ain't for everybody. So whatever is keeping you from being truthful, then that's just, if that person doesn't receive it, then I get it, you know? So it's just, you got to learn how to lead with what you need, because if you really want it, you'll get it, but you got to be honest. And sometimes you're going to, that person be like, listen, I'm not with it. Okay, cool. I'm not for you. And you just keep doing that, and you will find out that's so much more healthier in the long term. So lead with honesty. You know, the sooner the better. You know, dating somebody for a year or 6 months and not being honest, we too old for that. We got to do better. We cannot show up in this dating stage and not know your red flags, not knowing what you require, not being able to walk away, not being able to be honest. These are easy things, but these are problems for people that don't work on themselves, that are not healed. So if you're not healed, you're going to struggle in this area, you know. So I challenge you, like, again, we talk about therapy all the time. Go to therapy, sit by yourself, get in the gym, do some healthy things to work on yourself, sit by yourself, be alone for a little while, figure out what you really want. You should be able to read some books and show up to dates and be like, what's the last book you read? Isn't it? You ask the questions and do it first. Then you can ask of it for the person you're interested in.
My final thought is, really seriously, this week is just be a decent human being. Like, if all of us were just being decent human beings, this world would be such a better place. Instead of us going back and forth on blaming, you're doing this, you should do this, if we all just were accountable for our actions and our behaviors, and we treated people the way we wanted to be treated, we will all be in a good place. So that's it for tonight. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you, Al, for the super. We appreciate you so much. Thank you again. Every week, almost every week, you give us something. We appreciate that. Like, yo, you are our number one supporter, our number one fan. I would love to send you my book. It's Healing Time, Restoring Hope. It's Healing Time, Men Hurt Too. If you get a copy of it, if you could just email me your address, I will send it to you. If you just email Trey@TreyKearney.com, TRAYKEARNEY.com. I will get your book in the mail tomorrow as soon as I get your address. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Yoli. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you, V. Thank you, Al. Thank you, FAFO Sanders. Thank you, High Vibe. Hold on. Thank you, Blue Sapphire. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? If I missed your name, charge it to my head and not my heart. Thank you, Jeff, GEOFF TV. Thank y'all so much for being here. We love y'all. We will see y'all next week. Again, if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New U Nation Network YouTube channel. Please hit the subscribe button. You can find me on all social media, on Instagram at Trey Kearney. I'm Trey Kearney on Facebook, and I'm at Trey Kearney 26 on TikTok. You can find Lamar.
MAR_T_HALL13.
On Instagram, and you can find him also on TikTok, but he don't be on there that much, but I'm about to get on his neck about that. But we thank y'all, we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week, same time, same station. Good night, peace and blessings.